Hey guys, so I want to answer one of my most asked questions is how many ribbons do you put on a skirt? And my answer is always the same. It's always until it looks full. So I'm making this 24-inch skirt right now, and it occurred to me I'm going to go ahead and count how many ribbons I put on here and show y'all so you can have an idea. Now, I don't do that normally, and I'm not going to count in the future and say I have to have that many ribbons. I'm always going to do, I say always, that's how it's worked for me so far, and that's what I plan on doing, is until it looks full to me. But so just because this one has a certain amount doesn't mean that the last one I did or the next one is going to have that same amount. I'm still going to do it by heart. I'm going to be like Connie, and I'm going to count by my heart. Okay, so I'm going to go over what this has on here. And so just use this as a guide, and hopefully this helps you out and answers that question. So on the bottom, I have the 2.5 inch width luster or acetate. These are, I'm pretty sure, both lusters. So I have the holiday gold and the burgundy, and I have 30 of these attached. And it does feel a little bit heavier than normal, but I did come back and add 10 more to the back side, which is something sometimes I do if I feel like it's got gaps that I can see through that bothers me. I'll add some more to the back side. So that's what I did. So I started out with 20, and then I added 10 more. So I added 6 more in the middle, and then 2 and 2 here. So that is what is on the very back. And then I added a layer. See if I can get to them. I added a layer of honeycomb ribbons. Okay, so you can see that. So I did 3 of this one, and I don't remember, I think this is 3 inch. It may be bigger than that, 3 or 4 inch. I don't think it's 4, I think it's 3 or 3.5. So I added 3 of those, and that's gold, and then the 1.5 inch in between in burgundy. And that adds a nice thick layer in there, and then as they move, you can catch sight of that too. And then I did a layer of wired ribbon that's pretty gold. It's sparkly, shimmery. It's a little bit glittery, mostly like shimmery. I did 10 of these, and I did again take the wires out. I always take the wires out because I want them to hang naturally. So 10 of those. Again, that doesn't mean that that's how I'm going to do it every time. I just wanted a solid gold, because when I put the braids and chains, I want like the burgundy and white to really pop. So then I came in with the 1.5 inch diamond dust, and I did 5 of those. Again, I just do it to however many I want on there. So just because I did 5 on this one doesn't mean I'm going to do 5 on the next one. I could do 8 on the next one, or I could do 3 on the next one. You just don't know. And I might do different size diamond dust, but this is what I'm doing on this particular mum. So I want to make that clear, that just because I put that many ribbons on this one doesn't mean that I will on the next one. Or I may put more, I may put less. Like I said, I do it until it looks full to me, but I wanted to give you guys this short little video and just tell you what I put on this one, because I get asked that all the time. So I hope this helps you and gives you a guide for that. And now you're probably gonna ask me, how many braids are you gonna put on this? Well, again, until it looks full, because if you braid with some 9/16 inch ribbons, they're not going to be as wide. And if you do with the 7/8, they're going to be much wider. So that makes a difference as well. And let me give you an example, because I do have a few braids for it. So I have a deluxe spirit chain made with 7/8. So you see how much room that takes. Not a whole lot. Spirit chains don't take up a whole lot of space, and if you make it with 9/16, it's going to be really thin. Now here's 2 zigzags that are made with 7/8, and I'm kind of debating on attaching these together and making one longer one. Haven't decided yet, but this definitely takes up a lot more room than that. And then I have a Mobius with 7/8. Now you can make a Mobius with the one the number 9, which is 1 5/16, and 1.5, and it'll take up a lot more room. But you see, and here's a whip braid, so I still have a whole lot of space to take up. So it depends on how wide your braids and chains are. And just to give you an example, look at those side by side. You see how much wider this is? But if I made this with 9/16, it wouldn't be near that wide. It would be just a little bit wider than this, maybe. Not a whole lot, but see how much more width you get with that. So there's not a set amount of braids and chains. Now, some people do make their mums like that, and they know exactly what braids and chains they're going to put on there because they have a set amount that they put on there, and they have a set, you know, like loop chains and stuff. And maybe they alternate between a few braids, so they know exactly how many are going to go on there. If you want a mum like that, go right ahead. I like to change each one of them. I like them to be really unique and different. So that's how I mum. You mum however it works for you. But again, it just depends on when it looks full. So if it needs 8 braids and chains, if it needs 5, I will do that amount. If you're doing feather boas, those are going to take up quite a bit of space too. If you just do one on one side or the other, that's still going to take up quite a bit of space. Even if you attach them on the side, it's still going to, I'm about to fall. It's still going to take up some space here. So I hope that helps. I'm about to lose it. I have it propped up on a box. Otherwise you can't see it all. Okay. So I hope that helps you out. Like I said, that is one of my most requested questions, and I never have a complete answer for them. I would like to tell you how wide. That's another thing I forgot to discuss. The width is going to make a difference too. So like I said, I'm telling you how many I have on this one. You may make one and you're like, that was way too many ribbons. Please just use this as a guide and don't come at me, because people do come at me. All right, this is about, it's not laying flat, so it's hard to measure the true width, but I would say 17 to 18 inches wide down here. But if I laid it on here, it may even be like 24. I like to make mine wide because I like them to kind of curve to the sides. If you want to make yours more narrow, which is more of the classic design, you know, you won't need as many ribbons, or you could make it a lot thicker. That's, again, your decision, your style, however you like. But I hope that gives you some reference. And yeah, and I am filming this on my brand new iPad. I finally broke down and bought me an iPad so I could do some filming on it. I can do some work with the Cricut and stuff like that with it, so I'm excited about that. I have wanted one for years and I've never had one, so it's my first one. All right guys, thank you all so much for being here. I hope this video was helpful. Happy mum making, happy crafting, and I will catch you all in the next one. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others.